Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 battle with me and Surreal. He is playing as the Chaos, I am playing as the Dwarves. We are fighting against the Greenskins and the Vampire Counts. For Surreal's army here, we have 2 Forsaken, a front line of Chaos Warriors, Dragon Ogres, 2 Shaggoths, Kolek, and a Chosen with great weapons over here. For me, I have 2 Thanes, Runesmith, Generic Lord, 3 Miners, 2 Longbeards, 2 Quarrelers, a Hammerer, 2 Slayers, a Flame Cannon, and 2 Grudge Throwers. The enemy chose to bring 8 Orc Boy Chariots. Is that what they're called? Orc Boar Boy Chariots? Yeah, Orc Boar Chariots. And then 2 Goblin Wolf Chariots, 3 Doomdiver Catapults, and a War Boss on a Wyvern. The Vampire account player here brought a White King. We have a mounted flying Vampire, 2 Vargeist, a Vlad von Karstein, 4 Graveguard, 4 Crypt Horrors, or Crypt Ghouls, 2 Crypt Horrors, and that is it for the Vampire count. So an odd army for the Greenskins, kind of normal-ish army for the Vampire counts. We were very shocked to see all these chariots that were coming at us, and the Grudge Throwers are going to be throwing their grudges over at the Doomdiver Catapults, because I don't think there's much reason to throw them at the Orc Boar Chariots, even though we are currently right now. But we will be throwing them at the Doomdiver Catapults here shortly. The Flame Cannon is going to do what it can against the Orc Boar Chariots. I was not expecting to fight a bunch of chariots. So we have some chariots going around to our right and to our left. The Vampire Count Army is coming in. Doomdiver Catapults coming down on our Longbeards. It's going to hit some of our Quarrelers back here as well. And Surreal's army is going to be marching back over here on our left flank. Very, very odd army choice. So I'm trying to just box it up right now, basically. Because we have a lot of chariots to deal with. Keeping our Slayers in the middle to strike out when we get charged. Look at that Doomdiver Catapult, man. Just getting pieces of everything. You have a Spirit Leech being dropped from the Vampire onto this Dragon Ogre Shaggoth. The Goblin Chariots getting some range damage in. They're not that strong. Exchanging just artillery fire here. We have done some damage to the Doomdiver Catapult. There goes a shot from the Flame Cannon into the Orc Boar Chariots. It's not going to hit, though, because they're moving. We are getting some nice shots from our Quarrelers, though, but they have taken a lot of damage from the Doomdiver Catapults. Even though they are kind of at a really bad angle, the Doomdivers are still hitting them. Iron Drake's trying to get ready to shoot at these Orc Boar Chariots. I think we have a Fate of Buna going down on these Chaos Warriors from the Vampire. That may be the second Spirit Leech, or maybe the same one. Here we go. Some of the Orc Boar Chariots are coming in. They're going to get into these Miners over here. And they're going to plow right through the Miners. And then right through these Miners. There are so many chariots. And then a Flame Cannon hits their own people. We try to pin them down with the Slayers. We have a couple Shaggoths going in there as well. Doing our best to keep them pinned in place. The Iron Drake Trollhammer torpedoes are coming in as well. The Vampire accounts are going to be facing off against this here shortly too. Surreal is back here. I'm going to do what I can to hold off the Vampire Horde. Slayer's still charging them because I haven't given them new move orders yet. Over here, the Crypt Ghouls are now getting into our Thane and our Longbeards and Miners. We're trying to support with the Flame Cannon and our Quarrelers. And now here comes some more Orc Boys. Into our Hammerers. Just plowing right through. Now they're getting kind of tied up a little bit by the Chaos Warrior Horde. Meanwhile, the rest of the Vampire counts are marching into our forces here. I'm spread a little thin since I'm dealing with the Chariots and now the Vampire counts. So my Grudge Throwers are going to get hit by this group of Graveguard. I'm trying to throw in some Longbeards to intercept them. Over here, Miners dealing with 2 Vargeists. Flame cannon trying to fire on this group of crypticals over here. We get an okay hit on this Graveguard and the Cryptors. That one, actually, it's our miners. Thunder going down from Kolek. Oh my goodness, frame rate. This is just a very chaotic battle. We have chariots all over the place in the lines. Graveguard in the lines. Surreal is back here fighting the chariots, I believe. A couple of them here and there. We have Cryptors ready to go in. The Graveguard and the ghouls, of course, are now in full battle against my miners, trying to hold them away from our artillery in the center. We got rid of one of the Doomdiver catapults, did some damage to the other one, but for the most part, they're still going to be able to unleash their goblin death on our face. And yeah, trying to hold off a lot of units here. Second line of miners just trying to protect the grudge throwers for as long as possible. Dragon Ogres and Shaggoth getting into the Vargeist over here. Chariots all over the place. Like, my lines have been torn to pieces and I'm stretched really thin. And these chariots just able to get into our little squishy bits in the middle with our flame cannon and our grudge throwers. I believe the flame cannon crew is still up. My Trollhammer Iron Drakes, I'm trying to pull them out over and over again, but they keep getting hit by Vargeist because I need them to be free to shoot up the chariots. We have our two goblin chariots back here doing some damage. And now the Cryptors along with the White King are charging into this chaos horde of Surreal, and also the Forsaken are being dealt with by the Orc boss. And let's see, my lines for the most part are crumbling. I'm throwing in our Runesmith here to try and keep the lines up. I have a Thane over here dealing with Graveguard and ghouls. Our Dwarf Lord is currently fighting against the chariots. And our second Thane is back here. He was dealing with the Vargeist and other chariots, along with some of our Longbeards and Slayers. There I am. I'm trying to pull out the Iron Drakes again. Or the Trollhammer Iron Drakes. So they can get some shots into the chariots and the Vargeists. More Doomdivers coming in. My artillery crews have routed a little bit and are no longer on the grudge throwers and flame cannon. Runesmith just trying to hold them off. My forces over here, this one Thane is holding off this group by himself. The dwarves that were with him are all gone. This is actually a good fight for the Thane, though. He can hold up for a very long time in this situation. Over here, Graveguard to push through the center and are getting into our Dwarf Lord now, who is in the, well, center of our formation. Slayers nearby. Still getting hounded by the Doomdivers. This is, I believe, a buff from our Runesmith that went down, giving us armor. Dwarf Lord is going to do his best. Another above view of what's going on. We have dealt a lot of damage to the Orc chariots at this point. Some of them, I believe, have routed or are destroyed. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They had 8 of them. I think we've got some of them so far. The War Boss is coming in for the charge in this mass of just Dragon Ogres. I think Kolek is in here. And a massive Forsaken trying to deal with these chariots, which are still some around. And I'm still getting hammered by the Vampire Counts here. But we're holding off. We're doing what we can. I don't know if charging in with the Orc War Boss is really good in this situation, just because there's a lot of tools here that can kill them. But the Cryptors are doing what they can. But again, this is a lot of monstrous creatures for the Cryptors to handle. They need some additional support here. Over here, my dwarves are still fighting for their lives, along with some of the Chaos Warriors that are nearby. There's the vampire. All magic uses are Wuzzix. Indeed. Dwarf Lord still holding his own against these Graveguard. Thane is still holding his own against all those units too, with some help of some Forsaken. The chariots are still hitting our lines. We have dwarves that have shattered or broken that are coming back and are being pulled back into this area to try and support our Slayers that are getting run over by these Orc board chariots. If you wanted to see chariots, here is your time. I have never had a match with so many. And now they're getting destroyed by our Trollhammer Iron Drakes, which I finally was able to pull out. So they're just sitting there shooting out the large creatures and the chariots. And you can see we're doing some more damage to the chariots. They are losing some of their oomph. Our Thanes are still okay. Our Runesmith is still okay, as is our Dwarf Lord. The heroes, the Thanes and the Dwarf Lord are so sturdy. Like, I know everyone picks Ungrim Iron Fist because he's Ungrim, but for a lot cheaper, you can get a very sturdy, powerful Dwarf Lord. There's nothing wrong with this Dwarf Lord. Also, I forgot to mention, I did give him his special item, which is the fire ring you see in his inventory there. And what that is, it's a breath weapon that every 40, 50 seconds or so, he unleashes a fiery, flaming breath weapon attack. And I've been doing that. You may have seen it here and there. It looks like a flamethrower. But that's what I have him equipped with. I don't use it that often, but I'm trying it out in this battle. Not the perfect battle to try it out, since there's so few units to attack with it. But over here, the war boss is now fighting on his own because his chariots are being routed by the dragon ogres and the Shaggoth. War boss stands alone. I believe the Doom Divers are still firing in, though. And we have dealt with most of the Orc war chariots. Some are still around, but they are very low morale. Our broken units are coming back to continue the fight. We have our heroes coming over here to deal with the war boss, or at least help with him. Although I don't know if I actually give them the attack order, but they're standing nearby. They're giving morale support. And there we go. The war boss goes down. We still do have some goblin chariots nearby. But for the most part, most of their army has broken. The vampire count is gone. Vlad is actually still here, though. Vlad is still fighting along with the White King over here. It's hard to see him because there's so many giant creatures around him. But yeah, he is still fighting. And for the most part, this is the only part of the fight that is remaining. But Vlad is not going to be able to hold on for long, and that is going to be a victory. My forces were torn up, but my heroes and my Dwarf Lord still was pretty solid. The Trollhammer Iron Drakes was still pretty solid. But besides them, man, my forces got torn to pieces for the most part by all those chariots. Let's take a look at the kill count. I may just play that again in a cinematic mode, just because it's a pretty short fight, and I mean, there's really not too much to show, but you know, we don't get to see the orc chariots often, so we can watch them murder my dwarves again. For the kill count here, this thing did amazing. This one, I'm not sure, I guess just didn't get many kills. Runesmith got 25, Dwarf Lord got 45 against Graveguard, which is amazingly great. Like I said, he's cheap, but he's worth it. Like, just because he's cheap doesn't mean he's not worth it. Super worth it. Miners didn't get to do too much. Longbeards, same thing. Slayers, same thing. Hammerers did what they could. For the most part, my army got torn to shreds by all the charges from the chariots and the Vargeist. They did really well in shutting me down. And of course, the vampire count's coming in as well. Like, I just mostly got crushed. It was only my heroes that came out mostly unscathed. The Iron Drakes did some damage here and there. My Hammerers were still around and alive at the end, but still, like, they didn't perform amazingly well because they were in a non-ideal situation. For Surreal here, 22 kills on Kolek. This Forsaken group did amazing. The Chaos Warriors held and did okay. Chosen did amazing. The Dragon Ogres did really well. And the Shaggoths did, well, one almost died, but for the most part, they did really well. For the Vampire count, 53 kills from Vlad, 26 on the Vampire. The Ghoul line did pretty good. The Graveguard did really good. Direbats did what they could. For the most part, they did pretty good at destroying me and trying to kill some Dragon Ogres. And then the Orc Chariots. Man. And look at these Doomdiver catapults. Just, yeah, I got massacred by all of this. Just all of this, except for the Orc War Boss, because he went against Surreal. Some of the chariots also got some kills off of the Forsaken and Chaos Warriors as well. But man, they just massacred my army. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Let's just watch a quick little cinematic view again. Our poor dwarves. Ooh. Ooh. There's just so much screen shaking with all these monsters. I didn't even know Vlad was fighting my hammers in this battle. I don't know if that's a fight he really wants. How's he doing in health right now, though? Whoa, whoa. Oh, he's doing fine. He's doing just fine. He has so much regeneration. Oh, the Thane comes to aid the Lord. And the Dragon Ogres. Man, that one Graveguard killed this Forsaken as their last action, because I think they just crumbled right after that. That was pretty cool. And then, well, we saw this one at the end. As we were watching at the end of the first time. So anyway, thanks again for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Have a good day. Just die, Vlad. Just die. There it is. Oh, wait, no. There it is. Take care, everybody.